Well, congratulations on
Thank
the
you.
restoration, man. This is my favorite movie of all time.
Great.
So,
Yeah, as
so
many of us, yes.
and so I went in going, all right, I'm gonna judge this pretty harshly. I saw it at Cannes, actually. I was at Cannes at the
Yeah.
big
Yep,
screening.
the screening, outdoor screening. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The biggest compliment I can give to you is that it's sharp, but it doesn't lose the filmic quality.
Yeah.
It feels to me like I'm watching the negative, with no generational loss. So I guess we should just start on how much of a challenge it was restoring this. I mean, because I've seen the documentary that's online. That's
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep.
So I guess if you just talk about just how big of a scope this was as a project.
It's a big title for Universal, so it's one of our classic titles. It's something we really wanted to put a tremendous effort around. We have not transferred or restored from original negatives on very much until these 13 titles. So in Jaws' case, we went back to the original negative. It was in a condition that was typical for an age of, an element of its age and use. Had a little bit of damage. We wetgate scanned it at 4K so that we had the highest resolution, filled some of the surface scratches, and then we worked in that same 4K resolution. So I think that's, when you talk about it, you see it on the screen, you see it in the, you're seeing it because we worked in that higher resolution. We color corrected, did all of our digital restoration, fixed some damaged sections, did a 7:1 mix, and outputted a new 35 millimeter negative so we could make prints as well as restore on the film level, output 2K DCPs, and output all of our HD elements for Blu-ray. I think what you saw in Cannes truly was an HD projection. So to hear all the feedback that I've gotten from, how an outdoor projector, how it looked at Cannes from HD, the digital cinema version in 2K looks even better, and film prints look fantastic. So
that's was there any particular section that provided a big challenge for you? I mean, it doesn't have to be a scene in the movie. It could be. I mean, even because you didn't just restore the visuals, you also, your team did a new mix and all that stuff too.
I think that a couple challenges on our part were, definitely if there's film damage, right? Mm-hmm. Fixing, we had torn frames, so those really are, a challenge to get those back seamlessly fixed. But the color correction really is a challenge because, you're going from the original negative, nothing is color timed. Things are literally raw. They are shot the way they were shot. They're shot at different times. Same scenes are shot at different times of the day and cut together, shot on different days. Some mornings are cloudier than the afternoons, etc. And it's really trying to even that all out and maintain the same look, that Mr. Spielberg originally intended, and then getting him to come in and look at a couple junctures of your process and then, get his feedback and then final approval.
Was he very involved?
He's involved. He's involved in all of the films. He will look at it at different spots. Some films he's a little more involved with it than others. But Jaws, Jaws is special to him. So he made himself available and definitely was there. Yes.
That's cool. Well, did you guys handled the new 7:1 mix as well, or was that a different?
No, our sound department.
Yeah.
So it was a up mix from the 5.1.
Yeah.
With some new spreads and stuff that they did, and Steven again came in at a couple points in that, listened to it, gave some suggestions, and finally approved it.
Yeah. Was there any? Do you remember any specific thing that Steven suggested or came in and was particularly helpful in?
Yeah, I think I think Steven was, the resolution of what he was looking at. Mm-hmm. I think, just he was able to see so much more detail. I mean, Chrissy's shots under the water were, you could see so much more detail than he probably, had ever seen before.
Yeah.
And also, when you're working with Steven, he hasn't seen these films other than maybe looking at something for a video, remastering that has taken place, every 10 years. So, This was really the first time he's really seen it on the screen, on a large screen environment at a high resolution, and it's extremely complimentary of it. But it also gives, you can see with him that it gives him, he's looking back at something that he originally did, and that's how he originally saw it. So. Yeah, I think it's special to him.
So, are you handling any other restorations at this point? Is this
we've completed 13 restorations as part of our centennial, which is unprecedented for one studio really to restore 13 titles on a film level. As part of our 100th, we've also done another 20 to 30 more titles on a Blu-ray level. The monster movies are completed and come out as part of the Halloween package. The Hitchcocks were just finished up, the Hitchcocks, and they'll be coming out. So we've had a lot of work this year on restoration basis, and it looks good.
Is there any title that you're particularly proud of the work that you've done?
Yeah, I mean, Jaws is probably a title that I just think looks fantastic, but it doesn't diminish. There's a lot of work that went through on All Quiet on the Western Front. To Kill a Mockingbird looks terrific. Out of Africa looked great. The Sting looked great. So, the black and whites are going to look fantastic. So I think, when you know how much effort goes into all of these, there's not one that stands out there. They're all unique, and they all, need special care. And I think, we've done a fantastic job on them.
So Universal seems to be very good about preserving their heritage then, and not just for a publicity thing like, oh, it's our 100th year thing, but they seem to be very involved in
Yeah, no, we've had an ongoing preservation and restoration process for 30 years now. We store things in the proper conditions for the elements. We back them up and protect them geographically outside of California. And we do so because it is the legacy of our company, as well as we know, I've been here 26 years. I'm going to use those materials again, to restore for the next round of whatever it's going to be. We've done them for, VHS, for DVD, now Blu-ray. I know how important it is to be able to protect those things so that we can make sure that future generations can enjoy our films.